Hello everyone and welcome back to another StarCraft 2 1 versus 1 casted by myself. My name is Axel and let me go ahead and explain what is going on before I get into the game. This is going to be game 2 between ONEostojiy and SixjaxMajor. Now this is game 2, that means there was a game 1. So if you hadn't seen game 1, there should be a link at the bottom of the screen somewhere. So go ahead and click that so you don't get spoiled. And now that all of you are gone, let's go ahead and talk about what is going on. ONEostojiy just lost his first game in MLG Columbus 2011. Both of these players came through in the open winners bracket. This is round 3, but look at the draw. They ended up meeting each other, and both of these players were undefeated leading up to that last game. And we saw SixjaxMajor take that game with some really good multitasking and play in general. So super excited to see what happens in this game. Of course, Ostojiy did choose this map. And should I discuss the players a little bit more, or did y'all kind of get a gist from last game? I'll just mention a little bit. Ostojiy, of course, 4th in the Grandmaster League in North America, and SixjaxMajor is 15th in the North American Grandmaster League. So both these players way up there in the North American ladder, have so many games in them, and have ridiculous win-loss records. SixjaxMajor with a record of 429 and 124 in the North American ladder, while on the other side, Ostojiy has a record of 396 and 152. So win-loss records are absolutely insane from both these players. Both these players absolutely know how to play this game, I would say. So super excited to see what happens in this game. Ostojiy must have revenge on his mind for losing that first game. Definitely does not want to get locked to the losers bracket of the 2011 edition of MLG Columbus. So definitely excited to see what happens in this game. It looks like we have a 15 hatch coming down from ONEostojiy. A similar tactic to last time. I'm a little bit surprised SixjaxMajor didn't try to block that from going down, and Ostojiy is being really annoying with this drone. It looks like it's down to 10 HP and getting so many of these SCVs in the low health. You can see this SCV has 9 health, so definitely probably wants his friends to repair him, but they're just deciding to keep on mining. They want to spend all their time mining and not helping their friends. So we do have a drone continuing to do some harassment and try to take out that SCV, and may take out this SCV. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is going to be close. Oh, wow. So the drone does get 1 kill to his name. Oh, but does get destroyed before he can tell his friends about his excursion across the map. So that drone does get destroyed by that Marine as this SCV comes forward to try to get some more scouting information done. And we do have a spawning pool about to complete, and now completed at 3-minute 50-second mark of this game. And a gas going down, so Ostojiy definitely looking forward to a macro game for sure. And I'm not surprised he chose this map, because honestly it is Shakur's Plateau, and it's kind of hard to take a third if you're not... Actually, in general, it's hard to take a third. I mean, if you take this third right here, you're pretty darn close to your enemy, let's be honest. And if you take third, your third over here, it's pretty hard to defend, because you're trying to defend your natural, and if you have another base to worry about over here, you have to bring your whole army from down here to up here. And that's kind of difficult to do sometimes if you don't have a very mobile army. Of course, Zerg loves it because they have a mobile army and they can probably easily defend this third. But for Terran, I mean, not as mobile as those Zerglings, so definitely would be hard to take this third base. But anyway, we'll see what happens in this game. Of course, Ostojiy probably did choose this map with that in mind. And let's go ahead and see what Major is doing. He does have a command center down, so definitely a similar play to last time. Actually, all the games I've seen from SixjaxMajor thus far have been 1 Rax expand, so definitely likes that. Definitely feels safe about it. I mean, against Protoss, usually he puts down the barracks in the command center and then 2 additional barracks just to get that extra safety. He definitely has done that a lot. Maybe we'll cast some more of his games later, but he does put down a factory right here against his, and a second factory, so probably either Hellions or tanks. Obviously, I'll just make the obvious guess, the obvious assumptions, and Ostojiy continuing to drone up, doesn't feel threatened whatsoever, gets a pretty early layer. I mean, at the 6-minute mark, it's pretty early, so we'll have to see what he decides to do with that. He does put down his 2nd and 3rd gases, so definitely looking to tech up in the near future. And Major continuing to be very active with his scouting, sending an SCV or Marine every so often to see what he can find out. And this Queen and Spinecrawler together will take out that scouting SCV, and we do have a tech lab going down from that factory. So it's still a little bit in the dark on what he's going to do. Either it's going to be he's going to research Blue Flame and then try to do some harassment with some Hellions, or he's going to just drop 2 tech labs and make all tanks. But we'll have to wait and see. And it looks like there's a little bit of a gap here. I'm not sure if that wall is actually Yeah, I think those Marines may have just tried to fit through but found themselves too fat perhaps, or maybe Major just poked back. So I'm not sure if that is airtight. We'll have to wait and see when some Zerglings come through and try to break that. We'll have to see what ONEostojiy decides to do, but actually he's getting a super fast Spire, so that Spire is already halfway through. Actually, that's around 40% of the way through. And now it's about halfway through, so ONEostojiy definitely looking to get some early Mutalisks out off of 2 bases, and the food count is 51 to 38 right now, but ONEostojiy, or Major, is getting plenty of Marines out, so he should be okay. I mean, he doesn't have an engineering bay down, so we'll have to wait and see if he gets an engineering bay down to get those turrets down to combat those Mutalisks, and it looks like he is getting the blue flame Hellions out. He will have 4 when it completes, maybe 6. We'll have to see about that, and no 3rd and 4th gas going down, so definitely committing to those Marines and Hellions for the time being over at ONEostojiy's base. The Spire is about to finish. There it goes right now. Yeah, the Spire is now finished, so 6 Mutalisks are immediately created. I want to see if we have any scans that went down from Major. No, I don't see any scans that would have discovered that Spire, and actually this Spire is in an awesome location, not near his main base at all, I should say. So definitely hiding that Spire, and it looks like Major may want to come forward with some harassment. Where does Hellions go? There they are. So his Hellions are going to go forward and try to, I guess, scoot through this natural expansion. But here we go. The Mutas are going to come forward to try to do some harassment. We'll have to see when Major catches wind of this. Still no engineering bay down. The engineering, or that's an armory. So still no engineering bay in sight. So if these Mutas get to the mineral line without Major having any, like, he has no Marines back here, so he can't really defend this. All his Marines are in his opponent's base. So here we go. Major coming forward with a bunch of blue flame Hellions and Marines at the same time. These Mutas are doing a lot of harassment to the mineral line, and Major has nothing to defend against that. So this does not look good for Major thus far in the game. He is coming forward with some Hellions and Marines, but this SAVs and Spine Crowds look like they're having a fine time dealing with this, but the blue flame Hellions are doing so much damage to these drones, and what are these drones doing? They're lining themselves up for the Hellions. Honestly, if they just kept mining, I think they might have been fine, but these Mutalisks continue to wreak havoc on SixjaxMajor's base. He is absolutely not prepared for this whatsoever. No engineering bay, still no engineering bay down, so that means no turrets and no defense against these Mutalisks. The only thing he can do is get Marines out, and those are coming out as fast as possible, but look at all these SCVs that are dying from SixjaxMajor due to these Mutalisks. ONEostojiy definitely with an awesome build prepared for this map, and here we go. Zerglings coming to the front, but the siege tank will encourage those Zerglings to get out of there, but finally a Thor does spawn, and that will get those Mutalisks out of there, not before they kill a tank. So after all that harassment is done, let's go ahead and look at the income tab. Wow, 47 to 20 harvesters, but some interesting thing to note about this, ONEostojiy did do a lot of early harassment last game and was effective with that. I mean, he was ahead by quite a few harvesters, but SixjaxMajor was able to come back with a lot of multitasking and actually win game 1, so we'll have to see if he can do that again, but it will be a tall task indeed. He is behind in the food count, 91 to 47. Let's open up that production tab again. These Mutalisks still trying to get some harassment done, but these Marines and that Thor will have none of it. Let's go ahead and look at the Zerg base. What do you got going on? We have 2 Evo chambers going down, researching those upgrades for those Zerglings, along with an infestation pit, which is 30% of the way done, and a baneling nest is done as well. ONEostojiy also has a 3rd base approaching that saturation point in the north left, in the top left side of this map, and these Mutalisks are continuing to harass these SCVs. So ONEostojiy, the one being relentless with his harassment in this game on Shakura's Plateau. Once again, SixjaxMajor is ahead 1-0, so ONEostojiy has to win this to stay in the winner's bracket of MLG Dallas 2011, or at least extend it to a Game 3 where he can fight for that spot in the next round. So ONEostojiy definitely looking good right now, getting a pretty fast hive. I mean, how often do you see a it'll probably be a 14-minute hive, but not too often indeed. And we also have Burrow coming down, so we'll have to see if we'll see some Baneling bombs. I'll be excited about that. Or Baneling mines. Is it a mine or a bomb when it's in the ground? I think it's a mine. I think it's a bomb if you drop it from Overlords. But anyway, definitely looking forward to whatever that is called, and only 1 gas is being mined at the moment. Actually 2 in total from SixjaxMajor, so definitely a little bit delayed on that tech, and this tank might get taken out if he's not careful. Okay, so he loses 1 SCV for 1 tank, probably an even trade, but 2 of these Mutalisks are in the deep red, so he should be chilling with those Mutalisks and let them heal up and get that health back before deciding to harass again. And The engineering bay is down, but still no turrets from SixjaxMajor. A little bit peculiar. I guess he feels confident with his Thor and Marines, but ONEostojiy continuing to take expansions across the left side of this map. Very comfortable with the position he is in. He is definitely ahead 124 to 81 supply. And yeah, this does not look good for SixjaxMajor. And here we go. ONEostojiy coming forward with those Minos once again, trying to be super effective with this harassment. And honestly, he has been super effective already. So he will be ultra effective. So SixjaxMajor throws down the GG. I guess he felt that it was... Did he scan? He must have scanned. Okay, yeah, he scanned. Okay, so he scanned the third, saw the creep, saw that was up and running, and scanned this going down and realized that he had no ability to pressure that. So that means ONEostojiy will tie up the series 1-1. So that means this game will go on to Game 3. I'm going to be putting a link right now at the bottom of the screen, so go ahead and click that to move on to game number 3. Join me there, and we'll see what happens, see which player will move on to the next round of 2011 MLG Columbus. Thanks for watching.